Day 48. Time for a much less stressful day. Monkey paw curls? That was mean. That was a mean time. I expected to be... Oh, the exam results. A B! Look at me go. Wait. How did I get 100% on math? Oh, because algebra is separate. My lowest grade was algebra because of the fucked up symbols. 100% on science and geography. 83% on history. 75% on art. 75% on color. Color being a grade is very funny. Yeah, that is the 8 classes. I guess that makes sense. Nearly... An 83 on Orion's pretty high. That's a pretty high... That's a good job. I did a good job there. I honestly did alright, I guess. God, algebra. So if I can figure out algebra, I can get a higher score. But also the game, this whole fucking school system doesn't want to tell you what your scores are on anything. It doesn't want to actually tell you how you did individually. So I don't know how I did on each question. Like, I don't know which questions are wrong and right. So it's hard to improve. I just have to, like, go over everything again and try to be ready. And I assume all the questions are different next time, too. So that's scary. Still, I didn't study at all. I just had some screenshots and went into it. Just kind of not quite expecting it to be that aggressive, I guess. Are these options? We want the tomb, because I can get Lady Epson's diary. In fact, I think I can go down there right now and get it. Before I actually start drafting. It's probably still open. There we go. The diary key. Thar she blow. That's the longer note we're still trying to translate. Been a long time working on that, but I'm not ready to translate that, but I'm pretty far along as far as, like, I did decent at the schooling system at intuiting what's going on. It's partly due to the virtue of multiple choice. Like, I don't think I'm ready to, like, write out instructions via cardinal directions. But I did see the words, ooh, like, whatever the east one was that I had written down, and just the one for tree, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, go east to the tree. Ah, okay, bye. That's all I need. Just the middle part must be that one, so that's probably the one. I think that's, yeah, the lake. So I had to guess which art is in this entryway. We know that's face card and ace. And there's a grandfather clock, and then there's that map. But I don't think that the other one was like reveal or revelation, or it's like one of the art ones from the gallery. I'm pretty sure. Alright, back to my other plans. Let's have a vacation from school, a spring break. It's an acceptable place for the closet, I guess. It is always kind of tempting to hit the corner and then turn upward, especially on this side because of the placement of the foundation over here. Let's rotate for free and put the parlor here, because the dovecote doesn't have the same benefits. The empty boxes are both true. The empty boxes are both false. This is not an empty box. This is a full box. If this is a full box, then you're both empty boxes, and you can't be both true and both false. So you'd both be false. But if you're both false and this one's true, then that still works. I don't know about this one. I probably should have thought about it more. Yep. Not at my proudest moment, I guess. I goofed it. They're all right turns. That's just rude. I guess I still have the rotate thing. Maybe a bit awkwardly applied here, but... why did I spend the gem? I don't know, maybe it'll give me gems. That's the four-way one. There's the gem one. The key one. The apple one. And the sail? Finding that early is helpful. I don't really want to summon all the red rooms via the cross, so let's not call that one in right now. But I have gems again. That's nice. And the commissary immediately. Like it was meant to be. I'll probably buy more gems. Sledgehammer, we like to see it. Metal detector, sure. Salt shaker is always nice. And it barely cost me anything. I'm practically at my allowance. Not anymore, because it's 53 now. But for a long time, my allowance is like this amount. No shovel means I can't dig any of these up. I guess the drawing room is fine. Did I forget to get the bonus gem from the drawing room last time? Did I do the drawing room last time? That one was a bit of a weird flurry. I don't know if there's a reward for 100%, so I don't know if I just try again. But if I find out how the math works, it'll be reasonable to do. And it's maybe not that hard to do a crazy classroom build if you really focus on exclusively that. The code check is reasonable just to have in a run. Is anything checked right now? No. It's reasonable to set it up now so I have it later, instead of wondering if I have it later and thinking about it and then it not being really applicable. Security will let me start an experiment. Keycard system. This time I should not have a keycard, but I really got to remember to check every single time because the game made its choice, but I don't like it. I really wish you picked up the keycard at the beginning of the run like you do other bonuses. Experiment set up. Give me the boxes. Remove a crate from the tunnel. That feels like it's being automatically put in the choices every time. It could just be RNG. You do get to see almost half of them, but there are 8. So it being in the one of the 3 every time so far is wild. So one for each antechamber, which is up to 8 of them, but can be hard to get. Each time you view your map, you lose 10 steps. No, thank you. But spammable. After red room, lose 5 steps. Let's do the map one again. Let's not start an experiment yet. And try to do a good run. But then at the end, I'll start the experiment and just kind of cash in. Hello, Dick. I'll cash in however many map looks I can. Since that seems to be a way of drawing a lot of them. The laboratory immediately. I don't need that. Let's go up, please. Is this... if I hit the other wall, this is the only way around. 3. I was right about the banana. Stop trying to crash into the wall. I want to reach the wall and turn south, but I don't want to have it be the only route I have. Yeah, we are trying to get the diary situation. But I you know, you don't always want to dive bomb the entire thing. Okay, don't crash. You're making me spend all my nice free gems. Just give me a nice freaking branching path, please. Let's see. What does my thing say now about classrooms? Alright, yep, I have a final exam. My highest grade. Honestly, I'd be pretty happy with that. I was gonna say maybe it's an example of how I was good at taking tests as a kid in general, but I was just straight up, like, it was open book in a scramble, so who knows. I was not verbally losing my shit during real life tests. I was sometimes mentally losing my shit. Ooh, the mechanarium this early would be really bad. Trophy room is fine. I'll end up with more gems afterwards. That would have been a really good location to get a branching path, though. Well, usually I just knew the stuff better in general, but I do feel like I'm decent at taking tests and at intuiting answers without fully solving the thing, because tests often test your ability to be good at taking tests as opposed to actually being able to know all the information for sure. Like, people criticize school for being more about memorization and obedience than creativity and understanding, which is true, but tests also aren't always an accurate test of whether or not you memorized things. They can also be, you can get in the head of the test taking thing. So I have 4 of these things. 40 parlor games, self-puzzle 8-8. Draft a room in each slot. I kind of thought I might only do the top 2, maybe eventually the parlor one, because we're on our way there. Dartboard's gonna take longer, I just draw that one way less. Complete the Mount Holly directory. There's 2 to go. I don't remember what that is referring to. Oh, the room directory, I guess? It's just, they're saying there's 2 more rooms you can get in the game, I assume. Okay. Cloister of Rena. Sometimes a source of gems, but notably at least a place that has a branching path. This would be a good... I don't have the shovel. The Cloister of Rena would be a good one for me to eliminate the gem cost from with the axe. Not always, because there's some other good candidates, because you can eliminate the gem cost of this room anyway. Via the, do I have a sledgehammer? I do. You can eliminate via that one green room that eliminates green room costs, but it would still be handy to just eliminate it altogether, because it comes up a lot, and it's a very handy 4-way door that gives me loot and a 4-way path, so I quite like that location. It's just a bummer that it also is expensive up front in a way that if I have certain modifiers, I might get the gems back, but it'd be cool to just benefit with gems. So given the rooms I like to spawn, it's probably a good candidate for removing the cost from it. Because I do like to spawn it. And that's 3 gems that I would have otherwise. This room likes to spawn the secret garden key lately. We might be anthropomorphizing the RNG and expecting trends where there may not ultimately be. Think I got them all? So we have 2 of the special keys, but I think that the diary key doesn't count necessarily towards our goal with the experiment for the music room. Just because I feel like that music room would never spawn that room anyway. Given these options, the workshop makes the most sense. It's awkward to lose its hallwayness and not take advantage of that, but might as well just spawn it, I guess. Do I have super coin purse? Super coin purse! No. Nope. Whap whap. Because rabbit foot plus coin purse is a lot of money, and the sale's already happening, so a lot of stuff is half price. But we've also finished some of the entire stores forever, so... Getting a little awkward that I'm all the way up here and still haven't been back to the entrance. Let's maybe rotate the observatory so it doesn't line up with where the den is. I do quite like this particular blessing. I don't know if you can stack blessings, though. Ta-da! Don't want that one. The sail again. I've got the double sail. Is that a thing? Can you have 2 sail? Full Sail University? Wasn't that a scam? Okay, the kennel's nice to have. Just to unlock the free unlock feature. No! We knew the RNG would change the number of dig spots, but we didn't know that it would just get rid of the dig spot altogether. That's rude. I have no idea if cat is a clue somehow. But it's just the word cat. That's gonna be awkward. Great Hall gives us more options. Maybe I'll see if I can turn south. My goal is to turn south anyway, for the purposes of opening the diary. And then when it inevitably dead ends at some point without reaching all the way down there, hey, I have the shovel, so I can also shovel on the way back. It's a lot of gems. It's a lot of gems. Oh my god. We are active at the moment. Dining room lets me go south without being a dead end yet. Have I been up there yet? Not yet. Grab this guy real quick. I salted my lunchbox. I guess we'll do the dorm. Have I been in the dorm yet? I don't think I have. Kororika. Team Kororika. The key card. Okay. Spin. Crafting Strategy Volume 2. Okay, I think I would remember the duck. So I think we've never drawn this one before. Because you only can, yeah. There's one of the rooms has book 1, the drafting or drawing studio, whatever one. I can never keep it straight. And then 3, 4, and 5 are in the system for you to pull. So I guess we still haven't had 2 this whole time. My type of room. The categorization of floor plan subtypes. As architects, we know that designing a building is a complex and multifaceted process. From the layout of the details, every decision we make can have a significant impact on the final result. Perhaps that's why we're always looking for ways to improve our craft and refine our ideas. In this edition of Drafting Strategy, we're excited to introduce a useful concept that can take your designs to the next level. Room subtypes. While we've previously explored the use of colored floor plans to categorize the basic kinds of rooms, in this issue we will be examining architectural symbols that can be used to further classify and differentiate the types of rooms in your house. These symbols provide the draftsman with a visual way to indicate the purpose and function of a room, whether it's a designated workspace, a utility control room, or a conundrum. These subtype symbols can communicate the intended use of a room at a quick glance. By including these symbols on their floor plans, architects can make it easier for contractors and builders to understand their vision and bring it to life. But the benefits of floor plan categorization go beyond just clarity. By understanding and identifying subtypes, architects can craft strategies that surpass the surface-level simplistic approaches commonly used by inexperienced drafters. You don't need to be talking shit. Unnecessary. Craft of the draft. Architectural Digest Guide to Drafting Rooms. Drafting rooms, yeah, noun, not verb, not for drafting rooms, but drafting rooms, you know, the ones that draft. your draft rooms, but you're drafting rooms, but the rooms are drafting rooms. You're drafting rooms. Cool. Drafting rooms are floor plans that affect the draft pool of the drafting process, or the drafting process. As such, they're spaces that are often designed for activities related to academic pursuits and research. Some of their common features include floor plan redrawing, draft pool manipulation, and rarity adjustments. As students of the art of drafting, aspiring architects can greatly benefit from knowledge, experience, and learning opportunities that these rooms offer. It's a class of its own, classroom. Academia isn't only found in the mountains of Costa Rica. Academia is the Costa Rica characteristic, apparently. Good thing to recognize the spot that's important. Classroom is a great example of the scholastic strategies that this school type has to offer. This room type has to offer. I'm a mess at the moment. It's a little late, I guess, for reading a book. Not only does it provide synergy with other drafting rooms, but it's also a valuable resource for information and knowledge. Did you know? The classrooms you'll find will fall under one of 8 different grades, ranging from first grade to the culmination of your academic journey, grade 8. However, there are rumors of an additional annex classroom at Mount Holly Elementary used solely for exams and student testing, but finding it is near impossible as it requires drafting more than 8 classrooms. It wasn't that hard. Shifting gears. Architectural Digest Guide to Mechanical Rooms. Far from the pristine white pages of academia, the mechanical room is a rugged industrial space marked by the symbol of the gear and stained with the grime of heavy machinery. These floor plans prioritize function over aesthetics, and the design of each mechanical room reflects this focus on efficiency. These rooms serve as the command centers for estate operations, housing the control systems that keep everything running smoothly. Ducts, ducts, ducts! 3-way rooms split ducts 3 ways. Boiler room is known as the power source because it provides steam power to various rooms in the house. Steam is conveyed room to room via ducts that run along the ceiling, and the power can be transported across great distances as long as you continue to string together rooms that contain power ducts. So when you're in a room, look up, there might be a duct. It says duct there instead of duct. Did you know drafting from a door that's steam powered will increase the likelihood of drawing rooms with ducts? Ooh. So if you power the boiler room, then steam power that door, then it gives you a higher chance of the thing you draw being something with ducts in it. No time like the future. Architectural Digest's Guide to Tomorrow Rooms. Some rooms offer long-term benefits rather than immediate resources. These floor plans known as tomorrow rooms are considered an investment for the future, and they offer the forward-thinking architect a number of strategies that will pay dividends down the road. Strategic planning is critical to drafting successes, and knowing when to forsake the current day's progress to set yourself up for a prosperous future is a critical decision that each architect will encounter. The sauna and the coat check, yep. Time freeze. Nothing better exemplifies setting yourself up for tomorrow at the expense of today than the freezer, but drafters who may not want to totally abandon their current day's progress will be pleased to know that there are a few clever ways to manipulate frozen assets. Entering furnace or sauna after drafting the freezer will thaw any frozen gems or gold you were carrying, and you'll once again be able to use them. However, if you still wish your accounts to carry over the next day, you have to refreeze your assets by re-entering the freezer. Fuck. Okay. So the furnace has a really specific value then. It makes red rooms more common, but it means that you can safely draw the freezer and then run over the furnace and go back to playing your day like normal. But then you have the benefit of the freezer at will instead of forced. Damn. Because the freezer was so hazardous without that knowledge that it was functionally a red room of its own. Okay. Warning, if furnace is drafted within a few ranks of freezer, then the temperature will start rising and everything will melt, including your assets. If the temperature gets too high, refreezing will no longer be possible. Ooh. So it's a hazard when it's nearby. So that little meter I have about the temperature is more elaborate than just an indicator of how cold the room is. Just an indicator that you happen to be in a room that's like cold in like a lore kind of way. It's like, oh no, it gets cold like permanently and bad. Perplexing plans. Any architect who loves a challenge inevitably ends up drafting a few puzzle rooms in their house. These floor plans, marked only with a single enigmatic jigsaw piece, lack accompanying text and explanations, as if to suggest that even understanding the room's function is part of the puzzle. Some puzzle rooms, like parlor and billiard room, become increasingly difficult as you solve them, evolving over time as you progress. Spreading your wings. Spread rooms. The final type of room we will cover in this issue is the spread room. These floor plans enable the architect to spread out items among many rooms. When items are spread, they are only placed in currently active rooms in the house. The number of items that are spread is determined by the number of rooms in your estate. Waiting until your house is bigger will provide larger spreads. Strategies that employ spread rooms are often centered around travel and backtracking. Unless you get the nice room. That solves all that for you. I wanted to use this segment to thank all of our readers for the wonderful mail and feedback we received after we sent out our very first issue of Drafting Strategy. It's incredibly rewarding to create something that is appreciated. It's even more rewarding to know that somewhere out there, a young architect is reading our magazine, getting inspired to build something of his own that may one day in turn inspire others. When I was a child, I vividly remember the experience of reading the memoirs of the court's grand architect, Luza T. Rayland. To say it changed me is an understatement. Lauza T. Rayland. Rail L? Should I be going for that? There's no reason to think that they ever were in this building. To say it changed me is an understatement. It had a profound effect on the way I view the world and the spaces within it. We each draft our own dreams as a child faint sketches on blurry blueprints, legible to all, especially ourselves. And our purpose? Why, it is found hidden in the floor plans of our youth. Ooh. And there's some money on the floor. Why ping pong? Red and blue? Gasp. In the same space? Corrica University. That's even more hints that Corrica is the place you just should associate with learning too. That's a weird thing to have as a kingdom. We're the learning kingdom. We do the learning. No one else has learning. No. Does everyone... is it really common to go to Corrica for school? Like, to a different country? That's a little wild. Alright, back to it. So we are now... Yep, this would be a good time to draw her ladies. Ew. These suck. Oh yeah, it's okay. Right. Wait. Now I can't remember. Did breaking down that wall in the greenhouse give me another path? Am I crazy? Let's see. Yeah, it didn't used to have a side door over there. So that's the thing that I was hoping would happen, is that breaking down the wall would give you another path, but it also had a secret hideout, right? I guess there's just also a door there, but when I drew it, it probably didn't have a path for you to go down, so no door appeared at the time. These options suck. I don't want to lose all my gems. And this doesn't let me go straight. I'm gonna go for the redraw, I think. Drafting Studio? Okay. That lets me add the last... No. Did I already add... Oops. I'm guessing I already added the classroom to my thing, so I just have every floor plan, and this room doesn't do anything anymore, besides sometimes having loot on the floor. Awkward mess for me. So the The right door on my side is the way to that way, but that doesn't matter. So the left turn looks like it's normal. So I can just confidently take that way from the Great Hall now. The other side is already blocked. Not a great time to draw the freezer because I can't fix it yet. And we don't know if I will be able to in this run. The pool's okay. It lets me draw another gear room, but how we doing? Security? I'm not doing good on gears. Yeah, security workshop, no lab yet. So we're not exactly making progress on that yet. Get to break a couple of swim trunks. Because this is now actually empty again. The pool is empty again, and the other thing is full again. The kitchen. So 2 things are back to being actually good and useful. Den is a bit of branching. I'm really starting to think that they're not going to give me her lady's room, though. When I really would like to have it this run. Like, it's getting a little rude. Like, come on, man. Please, one more chance? Come on. I guess I'll take the aquarium for the chance to do it one more time, but now this room has a high chance of drawing the conservatory, I think, so... Feels like I'm not going to draw her ladies. I should probably keep playing the other directions first, just to see if I happen to draw boiler room. Go for the rotate, I think. There we go. So I can go around it. This gives me the chance to go around it. Any dirt here? So if I draw any more dice, I can have another chance at re-rolling her lady's room. Do I want... I'm just like, what are all the gear rooms? Utility, no duct. Security. Lab has a duct. Pump room has a duct. Yeah, I think I do want to increase the chance of drawing a duct room via the system that was explained. Which that if it's pumping, it's higher chance of working. Ba-doop. So, left turn first, maybe? Yeah, if I want to draw as many gear rooms as possible, then part of that is getting as many ducts as possible. Those ones suck. I think I'll do the master bedroom. It's tempted to do the dark room because then the connecting room still has a decent chance of being a duct room, and that could be one of the gears I want to draw, but I'm still trying to draw her ladyship there, so that's going to be a contradictory goal. I have to pick one or the other. Swim bird. We were told that it would be here. There it is. Hanging out, filling the bed, not doing anything. Where they say they made them change the ending. A gem. I'd imagine getting this far, not knowing how to do that part yet. Alright, so 92 steps. That doesn't hurt. Because we're trying to farm steps so that I can clear as many crates as possible. Because like always, it's ideal if I can have as many goals running in parallel at once to increase the chance that at least something goes well. Dark room would be pretty tragic. Passageway's kind of wasted here, though. It gives me one more chance, though, to draw a gear room. The furnace. Bleh. I'm gonna go for the kitchen to get the steps, and also because I'd like to reach the entranceway without having to go the entire way around and lose like 30 more steps. Furnace lets me potentially use the get that. Furnace potentially lets me get the fucking freezer to work this run. I'm not necessarily in a huge priority to get the freezer. It can be kind of cool to have all your money and gems left over, but I'm getting away with not necessarily running out of gems in a lot of these runs lately. And I never run out of money. Ever. Locker room would not hurt, because then I'd have more keys, but I already have so many keys. But I want to reach the entrance hall to break open those chests and then leave. Yeah, nurse station will be useless. Bedroom just makes me not use... Yeah, let's generate some keys. But not in this room this time, apparently. I thought I generated 2 chests in the front room. Did they despawn? Does one observatory override the benefit of the other observatory? I don't think they take the gems away if I got gems for free. I thought I generated 2 chests in the front room. Maybe I'm wrong. Womp womp. Well, didn't exactly find any dice in this segment. One of the keys is in here. There it is. Didn't exactly generate any dice, but I don't want to keep running back and forth and losing more steps, so I would like to remove as many crates as possible. So let's just go ahead and see if this gives me the thing or not. Nope. Just the conservatory. Alright, maybe I can make her lady's room more common. I think I already did that, actually. The game's just kind of screwing me. I am going south on this wall, and I have the key for it, and the RNG is just like, nah. Ooh! One of the other types of keys. Right, I need to generate the locksmith to increase my chances of helping with that. Okay, here we go. Boudoir standard, dark room is standard. Dark room is rare. Fuck you. Laundry room is rare. It's a cost of 1. Standard might be reasonable, but it might be too many dead ends. Maybe unusual for the dark room. Rare might be a little overkill, because it is a relatively low consequence red room. I mean, choosing blindly is bad, but there's ways of... It's both a free 3-way path, and it's relatively solvable. I just don't want it to be being drawn constantly while I'm trying to do other things. So making it not common is handy. Yeah, I already made her ladyship's room more common. That makes it all the more surprising that I can't seem to draw it. So many keys. What will I do with the keys? I guess one more chance at her ladyship's is I should try to see if I can swoop around. As silly as that gets. Okay, so I didn't interpret the map correctly. Ooh, 2 more keys though. So it's this side. Maybe I'm wrong about which side of that passage is the way that your perspective is from when you draw it in the first place. We want to go up with the spare green room. Because I'm trying to go north to the top and then swoop back around to the south. But I probably don't want to keep going yet. Because rank 9 seems to always be where the music room spawns so far. An indicator of where the loot is. We have to go all the way back to the den. The dining room is this way. Boiler room, and it's like, is it boiled potatoes? Is that why you get the credit for that? Let's head back around to the den. I have a lot of steps if I want to just call it quits and just destroy as many crates as possible. Let's let myself have some hope. Maybe I'll even get even more steps. I don't have a lot of reason to backtrack right now besides going back to the lab at the end. And going back to the corner to see if I can trigger Ladyships to spawn. No rabbit foot for more loot yet? No. Back to the den. We are intentionally never ooh. Oh, I don't have any dice. There's no dice, so I can't fix this. That's it. I can't re-access the entire top corner. Well, that sucks. Brutal. But this will give me dice to try to spam her ladyship's spawn into fucking spawning, please? 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 So I can stop trying to get this goddamn key into your room? And I can read your diary? How cool is that? So I went home and read your diary. Old ass Weezer song. Fall in love all over again. Alright. I think it wasn't here. That's me avoiding the dead. You know what? Dead end rooms are more common today. Let's activate that. A little risky. Should do these 2 rooms first, but yeah, hopefully when I ramp back around to the south, I can spawn that room. So now I have 2 dice to try to force the RNG. And I've set it so that it's trying to spawn that room. I have 9 keys, so let's just open these ones. Because they might contain one of the special keys. Because we're also trying to spawn the music room. Oh, I keep forgetting to press the lockpick button to actually see if I get one of these for free. Look, a gem. Look, the far right door. The one I definitely know I'm not reaching. Although if I did somehow open the left door, I would, let's see. What's left one again? Left one is the secret garden and the mechanarium. So not great choices, but maybe. No reason to open that one. If I use the secret garden key, I could spawn the secret garden up here, which would guarantee a door that goes that way, I believe. For her ladyship, but then the secret garden key would have been used, but maybe it doesn't matter at that point. I was gonna say maybe the music room can't spawn the secret garden key, but it doesn't matter because by then I would have lost all the rank 9 rooms anyway. I don't even know the music room's specific to rank 9 necessarily. It just, I feel like it always spawns at the end. I feel like the clue incentivizes us to spawn it at the end, but also it specifically has done that without needing help. I don't think I should use the dice yet, so let's just use this to rotate the bedroom. Bit awkward. Okay, so it wasn't locked in the first place, so we're not going to get even the chance to question using the secret garden. I guess I can spread gold for fun. I'll encounter some of it probably, but I cleared out the commissary and the kitchen already, so there's nowhere to spend money. Did not get an armory this run. I don't think I had the chance to draw an armory this time. I think I did, maybe, at, on the far right side of the screen. We'll try. Okay, rolling dice until I hopefully get her ladyship's room? Okay, you're just being rude at this point. Closed exhibit's literally useless. I never drew a music room, so I don't care about keys anymore. So walk-in closet's stupid and dumb and should die. The vault is meaningless. Sauna would be nice as a fucking prize, consolation prize, but I have one more dice. Ha! We actually got the thing. I really was kind of morose. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna get the gear situation, I'm not gonna get the music room situation, I'm just gonna be sad. But then I did it. Does it never end? It's a reference to like the spiral of the planets, isn't it? Dude, nothing else around here really. Let's learn what's in her diary finally. Get out of the way. Yeah. Her ladyship's sleep diary. January 17th, 1979. My dear diary. After countless sleepless nights and failed home remedies, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines in the various bedrooms of our estate. It is his hope that by tracking the caliber and length of my sleep in each room, together we may come to a deeper understanding of my condition and perhaps, with luck, find a more favorable environment in which I might finally find some amount of rest. Clara. Next day. To begin, I thought it best to start with my own room despite already knowing how suitable it has been for my sleep of late. Perhaps it is all the old memories that linger here, as it is impossible not to think of home among so many mementos of my youth. Nonetheless, I find comfort in gazing at the stars before dozing off, and it pains me to consider that if this trial is successful, it may be one of the final occasions that I sleep here. Her room always has to have a window because she likes to look at the stars before she sleeps. My room. Sleep duration 2.5 hours. Quality, peaceful despite brevity. Observable effects. I awoke the following morning with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star in the sky. That's not how it works for me. But also she knows how many steps she has in a concrete way, which is wild. Dearest diary, last night I retired to the guest room, as I have yet to gain the courage to ask anyone to surrender their room to me, even for a night. This bedroom is a cozy space, normally reserved for guests staying the weekend. However, I found despite having a choice between two beds that neither proved to be really comfortable. I must speak with Herbert about this, as our guests deserve at the very least, as much comfort in their stay as we have. Clara. Guest bedroom. Sleep duration 4 hours. Quality very fragmented. Observable effects, nothing special. Dear diary, it was strange to sleep in the childhood room of my late husband. The room was just as I had imagined it from the stories he told me of growing up with an elder brother. Herbert informed me that the room has remained untouched, almost identical to when they both occupied it, to avoid any accidents. I slept in the bottom bunk, as climbing ladders is not as easy as it used to be. Despite my exhaustion, my thoughts of Simon kept me up through most of the night. Clara. Sleep duration, twice the usual. Quality, 2 times as restless. 2 references to the twinning, or not twins, but siblings. Observable effects. The next morning I went to the family tomb to visit his grave, and was surprised to find a flower already laid. I could not bring myself to ask Hartley directly if I could borrow his room for my sleep study. The mere thought of it was mortifying. Instead, I decided to roll the die, as he often puts it, and wait for his night off to sneak into his room to nap. The experience of sleeping in a servant's room was thrilling, but the fear of getting caught was overwhelming. Every little noise startled me, and I couldn't manage to sleep for more than a few moments, fearing Hartley would return at any time. Sleep duration, perhaps 1 hour. Quality, terrible. But that's a bad plan, yeah, you're just hurting yourself. Effects, about half the steps the following day. I also discovered a stray die had found its way into my pocket, which was hardly shocking given Hartley's history. Of gambling, apparently? My dear diary, I have to confess that I was initially hesitant to spend the night in the Baron's room. It's extravagantly showy, with every surface adorned with gold and every piece of furniture so large it seems almost comical. But as I lay down on the enormous bed, I was surprised to find that I felt entirely at ease. Even the absurdly oversized pillows were somehow comfortable, propping me up just right so that I didn't feel any strain on my neck or back. I slept more soundly than I have in weeks, and I woke up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in what feels like forever. Master bedroom. Sleep duration, 8 whole hours. Quality, the best in many months. Observable effects, I awoke feeling very refreshed, with more energy and more steps than usual. As fate would have it, just as I had begun to make progress in my quest of slumber, a most joyous event has interrupted my progress. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son, and has requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. For now, I shall take my leave of the bedrooms in Mount Holly, but I am certain, dear diary, that one day I shall return. Lady Clara Epson, grandmother. Introduce yourself as grandmother there. Huh. Huh. So that looks like the side path to the side room, the outside room that you can place. That's the little bridge, that's the little river bit that's normally not traversable, but a plank comes down if you put the garage down. Over here would be the gate, and over here would be the front door. That room has 3 doors. So what the hell does that mean? Like, they're normally specifically little dead-end rooms that nothing happens in. They're even in the dead-end book, which felt weird. But they're suggesting I can put a 3-way door there. New Game Plus, there's a whole second mansion you can just build right over there. There's 300 more hours of puzzle to go. Game of the year! I'm gonna take a break real quick to document all these pages. I don't know what use they could possibly have, but I also know that it was a pain to get this book, so I'd like to not have to get it again if I want information from it. I did it. Alright. So. Don't know what to do with this, actually. Can't, like, grab the doors. Yeah. And it's like... I wonder if this date's important? That was our birth. I guess was I born on January 28th, 1979, I guess? I wonder if that's a thing I'm supposed to know at some point. Either way, I can refer to it either way, if I ever need it again. So now, I need to get back to any computer. Did we spawn a lab? Wasn't I just in an office? Right. The office is the next room. Okay. No, 139. I just went from 14 to 13 of these. It's fine. But does it work? I thought the remote thing... What's throwing me off this whole time is that I feel like it said that I could only do it once per day when I first unlocked it, but then it feels like I've never actually been stopped from using it. Let's see if it stops me. It seems to be doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I could have sworn it said once per day back then, but it seems to never happen. Experiment set up. Continue with experiment. Draw your map. Remove a crypt in the tunnel. Start experiment. Exit. One with the remove for the tunnel. Second guessing just to be sure if I forgot anything. The diary key's still in my inventory. I got 3 of them. I didn't have the prismatic or the silver though, so I don't think I'm just gonna nail it yet. How many of them was that? Maybe look away if you don't like flashing. It's not gonna be like strobe. It's not like it's fast enough to be strobing or anything, but you know, not the most comfortable visual, I guess. Oh yeah, it still counts even when you're counting down to 0. So I should have just removed 14 crates. So that'll be cool. It's about time to call it for the day, but next time I play this, I'll have a chance to see what's there. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's my big victory. 2 victories. Her Ladyship's chamber diary thing turned out to be just be a sleep study thing, so I don't know how helpful it's going to be, but we documented it for later just in case. We drew 1 new room, which was the dorm. So we knew so we learned that Costa Rica is an academia place. I got a B on my test yesterday, so that was cool. And now I might have finished getting rid of every single crate, which means 2 things. I can find out what's there, obviously, but I also can check out I can start using other experiments then that are also similarly spammable and benefit from those ones instead of spending all these spammable effects on crates. I could do this like silly map spamming trick to maximize any of the other ones, like stars and coins maybe, or even just like fully embrace being post progression as far as the lab goes and just use whatever exploit I can to just maximize whatever effect is actually helpful for a run instead of trying to earn future stuff. Either way, that's going to be it for now. See you next time.